This video is brought to you by bossrootin.com with big sales on now, and powerperformanceproducts.com, where you can receive $10 off your purchase of Body Storm and Body Effects, the best pre-workout supplements on the market.
Spencer Lazar, MMAinterviews.tv, alongside Tyron Woodley. Got a big fight, Jordan Mean, this weekend. Gonna work your way in for a title shot. How exciting is it to finally, be on the brink of that?
It's really exciting, it's really exciting to get in, fight a kid that's young and youthful, and sometimes those guys bring out the youth in you. They bring out the things you did well at once upon a time, the things you do well now. And I think a matchup against this kid, he's going to come out fire and he's going to make me do the same thing. And I think that's a fighter that the fans deserve to see, and I think they'll see that in this fight.
Hasn't been an opponent that you haven't been able to take down. I haven't seen much a video on him, but what I did see, I didn't see anybody shooting on him. So are you confident you can get that takedown?
I don't think he's an opponent that hasn't been taken down. You have to watch a little deeper. The guys.
There's no opponent you have.
Oh yeah. No. We're just watching him. The guys that I've seen, that fought him, that didn't have really hard times taking him down. More importantly, I think he's just, if I was training him and he was fighting me, what would his game plan be? And that's kind of how I got to assimilate my game plan. That obviously he's going to be well ready for a takedown, and obviously I got to make it sneaky when I go in, and also use that threat to also set up my strikes.
Seemed like you got a little bit tired in the daily fight. Have you worked a little bit harder making sure that you can go those 15 minutes with the pace that you like to bring?
Oh, definitely. You fight a big, huge guy like Daly, and, you got 2 rounds of wrapping around his big wide body. I didn't realize how wide he was. And I shoot a lot of double legs, and, he lifts you up around his body. You can't even hardly lock your hand. So, I learned a lot from that fight. Also, he landed a nice knee to my dang on ribs, and it changed my breathing pattern. I've been tired before, but that fight, I felt like a different kind of tired. And after the fight, I actually thought he had broke my rib. So for me, it was just, one, increasing my cardio base overall. I was doing a lot of sled, circuit training, sprints, hills, a lot of stuff at anaerobic explosion stuff for 30-40 seconds. But I had to get back to the old school, just doing the base, doing the 3 or 4 mile run in addition to the other things. So I did more running than the law allowed for this fight, so I think I should be fine.
Does that give you a lot of confidence knowing you just defeated a big, strong striker, veteran of the sport, going into a young guy like this who's, I guess, similar in terms of style for you and what you want to impose?
This guy, power is nowhere near, not even just Paul Daly, but also like Thiago Alves. And, I've been hit by him. I've been hit by some other guys. Thiago Alves is hard, and if I can get 3 or 4, I think we spar 4 days in a row, did like 5 to 8 rounds, and if I can go through getting hit by him, this kid don't have that kind of lead in his hand, and I think that's the more confidence of that. He's going to punch more volume. He's going to try to taunt and almost counter punch. So I just got to be able to get in close, and I think I do well.
Tarek Saffiedine, obviously on record saying he wants that rematch. You mentioned that doesn't really something that you would prefer a different opponent moving forward if you were to get past Jordan here.
Yeah, I got enough opportunities to fight guys that are not in the top 10 and guys that aren't quote unquote the people that people want to see for a title bout. It really just not only does it not really interest me, to be honest, it really doesn't interest Showtime, which are making a call. So Tarek, I like him. I enjoy watching him fight. I'm actually a fan of his style, but this is a case where the squeaky wheel is not going to get oil. It's a tough fight. It's a tough matchup. And if I'm going to fight guys like that, they need to be world ranked, and they need to be somebody that didn't lose 3 rounds in a row and have a reason why, I lost to you. It was a close fight. It was controversial, and I just beat 3 top 10 guys in a row. None of those things have happened, so I'm not even interested, to be honest.
Would you like to see some UFC guys come over and kind of put a little depth into the welterweight division here in Strikeforce?
I think we're going to see that whether we want to or not, just because of the simple fact that, they cut guys pretty quickly. And there's a lot of guys in the welterweight division, and a lot of them are on the shelf, a lot of them aren't fighting. So it'll be a good thing. It'll throw some depth into our division, but also it'll get some of those guys more active. For me, I'm just really focusing on getting through this fight, beating this guy, showing him I'm a class above him, fighting for the belt, defending the belt. And after that, they can do whatever they want to. Everything I have in motion is just going to go forward.
Congratulations on the growth of your family as well as the opening of your gym. That must be nice to have your gym there, so you can be home a lot. And you had your camp in St. Louis for the most part?
Yeah, I mean, it's a luxury. You know, obviously, I deal with a company called Metabolic Meals. They give me gluten-free organic meals, so I really don't have to think. I just pop those babies in the microwave. So I got those guys there, which I don't have when I'm in LA or if I'm in Florida. Also, my personal trainer, Derek Fairchild, he trained me for this fight as well. Jason Singleton, Dean Thomas came in town, Thiago Alves, Jason High, who has a victory over this kid. So it's different between watching a video of your teammate fighting them than having them sit and watch it with you and say, in this position, how did he feel? Was he strong? Was he hard to get down? Did he have power? What did you think when you were on your back? So it was a lot different. It's good to have that kind of insight and also the wisdom of the guys that been fighting these high caliber fights for longer.
Were they complaining about the cold, the weather, since they weren't in Florida?
They were whining. They had on these big old coats. It was like, it's freezing in here. I had to warm up the car, turn on the heaters to the seats, but they're spoiled in Florida, and they have no clue what cold is because it's not even cold in Missouri right now, and they were like all like igloo suits.
I know Diaz was a fight you did want. He's fighting Carlos Condit now. I want to get your thoughts. Who do you think is going to win that fight?
I think Diaz is going to win it. I think Condit was just too happy to get in the title bout. I think he's worked hard. I think he had a wrecking career in the WC, and he's a tough. Rounds 2 and 3, 4 through 5, he's tough. He's always losing the first round. Rory McDonald, in my opinion, beat the kid. In the last 7 seconds, he came on top and won. Same thing with Jake Ellenberger. He got knocked out by Daly. I think he's a tough guy, but I think he's a slow starter. And I think rounds 2 through 5, you're going to get the same Diaz as round 1. So I think that's the problem for him. And I think realistically, I would have thought that John Fitch and Diaz would have fought for the interim title. I was really surprised that they threw Condit in. I thought Condit might have fought BJ Penn as he was supposed to before, but I think Diaz is going to win it. Condit's a tough kid. I wouldn't count anybody out. I wouldn't say it's going to be an easy fight, but I would say Diaz is going to probably win 3 rounds to 5 at least.
Okay. Appreciate the time. Tyron Woodley, look for him on Showtime. There's a free preview this weekend. Strikeforce on Showtime. Starts at 7 p.m. East Pacific time.
Godspeed and party on.